Well, Elenor, thank you so much for coming out today and for giving us an opportunity to sit down and talk. We've done that a few times personally, but now this is an opportunity to kind of share your story and the mission and the work that God has put on your heart. So thanks for coming out and stopping by. So we'll just get right into it. Tell us what's been going on and what God has you doing right now, and share with us what you see Him doing for you in the future.
Thanks, Chris. It is great to get here with you, and I know you followed some of the things we're doing, but just to get an opportunity to share about it. So I have a ministry that started called the Binji Ministry, B-I-N-J-I, and that actually is a word in the Lugandan language that means abundance, because Jesus said, I've come that they might have life and have it abundantly.
Okay.
And back in November of 2019, I went to Uganda for 4 weeks. That came about through a relationship that my son first had with a young man on Facebook, which led to me meeting them and doing Bible studies with them. And then they asked me to please come teach, and the Lord put it on my heart to go. So.
And how long ago was that?
That was November of 2019.
Okay. And how long was that trip for?
I went for 4 weeks.
Okay.
And just packed up and went by myself. But I found out I went around halfway around the world to go meet family.
Okay.
And have just fallen in love with the people there. There's an amazing woman named Fazira, and her son Musamba is the one who connected with my son, Nathaniel, and they minister together. Fazira was raised Muslim, became Christian through, long story, but when she became a Christian, the Lord said, I'm going to use you to reach Muslims. And she serves Him wholeheartedly, and so she began going to hospital. She goes there and prays. She goes, and then they would invite her out to the villages, and she would teach them what she knew of the Bible. As we studied online, she'd take what I would teach and then go carry it out to the villages.
So they have online access there?
Yeah, I mean they have the internet. It kind of opened up. Musamba was going to a hotel and tourism school, and he earned a smartphone as an award, which opened up the world of the internet. And
so do they have access to online Bible programs and potentially online education, or is it pretty limited there?
It's limited, some by the government, but it's also limited just by that. Here, internet's everywhere. And in the town, you have a lot more access to things. Sure. A lot of these villages that I go to are very rural. There's no electricity. There's no running water. There's a borehole, and some people might have a solar thing to charge their cell phone. But that's a lot more primitive sort of situations there.
So how do they learn? Like, what's their education cycle there?
Well, there are schools. They're government schools, but there is not public schooling. So if you cannot pay the school fees, too bad. And with the extreme poverty of so many people there, where it's all they can do to even feed a family, education is a hopeless dream for many of them. And we focus a lot on ministering to widows and abandoned families. So you have these women who are very destitute, just struggling to feed their family. So the prospect of education is very remote for so many of them. And yet, education opens doors to learn a trade. Otherwise, young girls, their only hope is to be married off or something like that, where if they could learn to be a teacher or a nurse or some other skills, it opens up a whole new world.
So where do you see Binji going here? So where do you really feel you can make the greatest impact?
Well, as I said, we began just working on connecting sponsors with individual families of these widows and abandoned.
So it's on a very personal, individual level versus maybe another type of project that may go a little bit broader and try to bring everything in. Because most that we see out there are those that are saying, well, you share partner with us, and we're going to provide some type of animal, some type of group housing or something like that. Yours is really going individual, family by family. That's pretty different.
It is, and because for me, a lot of it, these are real people. It's like, yes, it's good to say, Lord, bless the missionaries in the world, but when I can say, Lord, bless Zom and her family, and help her son Abasa.
So how do you help them individually like that? What are you doing for them?
Well, when we connect with sponsors, we have sponsors who do monthly gifts that we take food to them. They'll buy the food in town where it's cheaper to buy it in bulk and take it out to the villages. So they help literally, when you give anywhere from $35 up to $100 a month, depending on the family size, you're helping that family get one meal a day that at least helps them stay alive. We have also done things of buying female goats for some of these widows' families so that they could raise a goat for the milk and meat for the males and such, where we've had that. We have also have folks who sponsor the education, the tuition fees, because while they're